Brooklyn Independent Television.
With headquarters aboard the Mary Whalen, a retired oil tanker, PortSide New York seeks to provide a host of programs dedicated to the city's maritime heritage.
My name's Carlina Salguero, and I'm the director of PortSide New York and also the mother of the Mary Whalen, the retired oil tanker that we're on right now. The Mary Whalen, we refer to her as our ambassador to the working waterfront, and for PortSide. PortSide has been planning and growing for a number of years now. We were originally planned to be on private property. We've been looking for a permanent home. We've been doing a lot of programming here, thanks to the generosity of American stevedoring, the operators of this container port, and in other locations. The PortSide concept actually is to found a maritime hub that would mix some things that we've never seen before in this city combined. And that would be working waterfront and what we might refer to as the new waterfront, which is a public access and a cultural and an educational facility. And our goal is we strongly believe that we need to have, retain, and grow and innovate on a working waterfront. But the thing to do is to combine it. Up until now in New York City, what we had is frankly much more port activity than most people realize, but it tended to be very segregated and out of view. So you have this new waterfront, which is supposed to be a green and a recreational space, and then we have what's often considered the old waterfront, which is the working waterfront.
We're in the middle of the Red Hook container port, really exciting place for PortSide to be. We are completely surrounded by working waterfront. I'm an architect and a museum exhibition designer, and I've been working with PortSide for about 3 years now. As a volunteer. This is a really exciting opportunity for me to do something right here in my backyard. I care a great deal about my city. I think cultural attractions are unique opportunities for communities to express themselves and explore their issues. A place like PortSide, with its programming, brings together people who might not otherwise be engaged. We've had some great events here, and it was great to see all of the different kinds of people coming together onto the deck of the Mary Whalen.
I came on board in 2006 at the open house. We had read about the Mary Whalen being available for tours, and remembered, of course, that my father-in-law had been captain on this ship for 20 years. And then we lost track of her, and he retired and he passed away. It was very exciting to come on board and see the ship again. My wife remembered from her childhood.
So for the last 3 years, Carolina and I, along with a host of other people, have been planning PortSide as an educational center, a place with exhibits, with programming, events. We're working with artists, people from the maritime community to really make the waterfront accessible in an exciting and meaningful way. We really want to draw attention to issues of waterfront revitalization because this is a city built on waterfront. I think that this is the generation that will be known as the generation that rethought the city's relationship to the waterfront. We have an opportunity to get it right, and we think that an educational center like PortSide with a home on the working waterfront will be a great place to do that. PortSide is more than the Mary Whalen, which is, in a sense, PortSide's greatest artifact. It's a historic coastal oil tanker and really serves as an anchor and an icon for PortSide. But we really want to build a place with a rich interior environment where we can do year-round programming with school groups and other people interested in the future of Brooklyn's waterfront.
The hub that we're trying to found would have a mixture of business-to-business services to local workboats, tugboats, ferries, the smaller boats that are based here and work locally. And then have programs alongside that have a synergistic relationship to it and actually directly serve a community. There's an incredible need for crew afloat, and there's very high unemployment in the city, particularly in neighborhoods along the waterfront. There's desperately high unemployment, so we would like to found a Marine Career Center which would help get people into those professions. We know there's work out there and there's a need ashore, so in many ways we're trying to be a matchmaker.
It's very exciting because the ship is having a new life. It's not being made into a stagnant museum. It's going to have a purpose for now. This ship that's 70 years old this year is in the 21st century with a whole new life.
Welcome aboard the Mary Whalen. Here we are. You're standing right now on some of the cargo tanks. This is what Tim Ventimiglia will redesign into classroom, museum, and function space. In the meantime, we're able to use it as a patio. It was a stage for last year's opera. That's called the house where they're painting now. We've got 2 volunteers. That's how we use the deck. And now I'm going to show you the galley. This galley is a wonderful space. It's huge. It's got some wonderful historic features. That's the original stove. And this wonderful wood-paneled fridge and freezer are also original. It's a wonderful space. And now we're going to go off to the engine room. Okay, so the ship is 70 years old and so is the engine, but it's cannibalized. So we're really looking for parts. This here's Ed Finuzzi.
Some years ago, they had a backfire in this boiler and they never attended to it, but it blew all the insulation out and this thing has been filling up with smoke every time they ran it. So I disassembled it and I'm going to try to reseal it. If anybody wants to give us a nice Will McLean boiler to replace this, that would be appreciated. But I'm going to try to breathe life back into that. Maybe even convert this steam to hot water, so it'll burn less fuel. We need tons of things. Generators, diesel engines, refrigeration unit to get our box working. I give you a whole list.
I'm going to take you up to the wheelhouse now.
Yeah, we'll go up to the wheelhouse.
Thanks. Hi, this is the wheelhouse of the Mary Whalen, which has a lot of its original features still. Its wheel, the compass, this wonderful brass base here, which we'll be stripping. It's got a wonderful view. You can see the size of the boat and the deck, and imagine what it was like to be at sea going up the North Atlantic. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me on this tour, and I hope to see you aboard.
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.